Hey guys, it's Rob here with Intergalactic Plastic, and for today's showcase, I'd like to take a look at some of the other mutants from the vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy line. Let's go! Alright, let's start this showcase with one of my favorite figures. This is Merdude from the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy line, which all the toys you'll see today are from the late 80s into the 90s toy line from Playmates. But like I said, this guy was one of my favorites. I grew up in Florida, and so anything kind of aquatic I was really into. So this guy and Ray Fillet were two of my favorite figures. And this guy, I guess, is the maybe a lost prince of Atlantis or something along those lines. So he's sort of the Aquaman or Namor of the Turtles universe. He's got this really cool kind of shiny light blue skin, and also the armor has got this nice shine to it. So overall, it's kind of a badass looking figure. And he has his swordfish here. Next up, I have Mondo Gecko. And this is the original Mondo Gecko. This is the skateboarder version of the character. I think the other one, there was like a 60s version of him. And this guy is either a mutated lizard or a mutated human, depending on the story you read. But yeah, he's just a skateboarding dude, very very 1980s, early 90s. Actually, this guy came out 1990, so this was kind of the skateboarder dude look back in the day. And he's got these to keep his tail from skidding on the road. He's got these roller skates tied to his tail. Got the cool skull and crossbone, but there's a skateboard in there just to show how cool of a dude he was. So yeah, this was a fairly common figure. I definitely had this one in my collection growing up. So don't have a skateboard, but maybe I'll put him on Cheapskate, and he can skate around with that. Another mutant we have is Napoleon Bonaparte. And he is one of the punk frogs. I think he was created by Shredder. And I think originally bad guys, but they became good guys. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the storyline was, Splinter, created the Turtles and named them after his heroes, Leonardo, Da Vinci, Michelangelo. And then Shredder named the frogs after his heroes, so like Genghis Khan, Napoleon. So there was definitely a theme there. But Napoleon Bonafrog looks much different than he does in the cartoon. Actually, the figures usually were way cooler looking. But this guy, I think, came with a smaller figure and some other, I think a fly swatter. But he's a counterpart of Genghis Frog. Got a shirt with his little spikes coming through, and there's a fly pattern all over his shirt. I don't know if I've noticed that before, but yeah, 1990 Napoleon Bonafrog, very cool. All right, next we have one of the bad mutants. We have Groundchuck, who is sort of the weapons expert marksman of the bad guys. He's even got the Foot Clan brand on his arm. But he came with a lot of different guns and accessories. So it was like a crossbow. He's got this little, I think it's like a dart gun that goes on his arm here. I'm not going to try to pop it on there. I don't want to break it. But yeah, this guy's definitely a bad guy, kind of cybernetic mutant created by, I think, Shredder and Krang. So really cool figure. Kind of has I don't know. You see this figure and you think about, precursor to Cowboys of Moo Mesa. It's kind of got the same kind of look. Maybe it's just because it's a bull, but I don't know. Starting to get those vibes. So it's funny with these figures too that very selective about which colors they painted or which props or pieces of clothing on these figures they painted. So you got the bullseye, the bull in yellow, you got some detail there in the eye. But you go to the back and you'll see, okay, well, the tail's not painted. So I'm curious about the process of, who made those decisions and how that came about. Maybe if it's on the front, they gave it kind of priority, and if it's on the back, not so much. You see all the little details, like little scarring here. It's just really cool, like the dent on the helmet. The sculpting on these figures are so sweet. They put a lot of creativity into them. From the second Turtles movie, we have, I think it's Rahzar or Rahzar. I can't remember if it's pronounced one or the other, but this is the evil dog mutant from the second movie. And I don't know, that movie, I still really like that movie, even though it's a little bit campier than the first one. But the two mutants, so you had Toka, which was the snapping turtle, and then you had Rahzar or Razor. I'm gonna keep mispronouncing that, from the who was the dog, and then I'm sure you remember from the movie, Shredder finds out later that they didn't use full-grown animals; they used babies. So he was actually a puppy that got mutated. So 1991. And he's got this. This is kind of a crazy weapon, but it's like a spinal cord or bone with like a head on it. That's pretty gruesome. I mean, as a kid, I don't even think about this kind of stuff, but now I'm like, geez, pretty crazy. But yeah, this is a really cool figure. I have to sometimes showcase Toka with all of his weapons, because he was kind of like a different version of the Slash character. So yeah, I think he had some of the similar pieces. But yeah, so really cool figure from the second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Okay, got some more villains. I got here from Dimension X. I have General Tragg. He's one of the earlier figures, and he came with some weapons, cool guns and stuff. And he's actually supposed to be a rock soldier from Dimension X, kind of an ally of Krang. And you can tell from these early figures, big departure from what you saw in the comics or even the cartoon. I mean, he's supposed to be a rock monster, but just check out all the little details they put on this guy to make him more kind of gross out. You got the spider, the snake on him, webs, skulls. Maybe a scorpion, and then on the back he's got another like lizard, some more spider webs and bugs and stuff. So just kind of went all out with the sculpting of these. Just whatever they thought would be fun to put on the toy, they did, which just made this toy line really cool and very creative. Even though they took a kind of a departure from the original concept, so it's just still really cool. A lot more fun, I think. So also from Dimension X, we have a Triceraton, which is actually an alien race in the comic books from Dimension X, and I believe, I may be mistaken, but I believe these are actually they're actually enemies of Krang. They're actually kind of like in a battle for Dimension X against Krang. In the toy line, I believe he's a villain. Comes with some weapons, and he eats rats. So he's got some rats on his belt, so he can kind of chomp on them later. But I think these characters may be kind of both villains and allies to the Turtles. So, but this one was one of my favorites growing up. I mean, just because he's a dinosaur. Just a really cool figure overall. And these ones are fairly common, but one of the issues that they have is that the tail connector piece will break in these a lot of times. So this is actually one of the ones I have that's in decent condition. The tail isn't broken, but yeah, just very common that either the leg joint or the tail connector will snap off, and they may still kind of stay in place, but they end up being really loose. But I don't know. These are common, but again, I think a must-have in any Turtles collection. Next up, we have... Wait, what? Oh. This is Rocksteady. And this is from the mutating toy line. So I have both... Actually, I have Rocksteady, and in the back here I have Bebop. These are really cool. They made quite a few of these mutating figures. So, as you saw, you can kind of flip the head on the inside, and then the hands, they can flip as well. So you just flip that out. So very kind of got that Transformers vibe to them. This guy too, I think, has his shell belt in here. So yeah, in there you can kind of flip the shells down. Don't have the accessories for this guy, but this is a fun toy line. They're a little bit bulkier than obviously the regular version of Bebop and Rocksteady, but just having the mutating feature and to actually see, Rocksteady before his rhinoceros mutation is really cool. And then I'll show you Bebop real quick. So Bebop, and then before his pig mutation, or the wild boar or warthog or what have you, it's kind of like this punk guy. Oh, there we go. So yeah. Oh yeah, and he also has these for whatever reason. He's got these daggers that come out of his shoe, so he can kick people. So yeah, really cool. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you're interested in any of the toys that you saw today, make sure you go to intergalacticplastic.com to see what we have in stock. And for future videos, please like and subscribe to get notified for more showcases in the future. We'll see you later.